Good afternoon, one and all. In this session, we are going to learn how to create a parameters with calculated fields in Tableau and as well as how to create a simple dashboard in Tableau with the help of some charts. So coming to the contents, so creating the parameters and creating simple dashboard. So for this, I am going to switch over to my Tableau. Yes, I am going to open my Tableau and I am going to load the sample superstore data source. Let me wait for that. Yes, the Tableau was opened and here I am going to connect to sample superstore data source. Now in this I am going to select the sheet one. I am going to rename it as parameter with calculated field. So parameter with calculated field. Yes, I am going to click on apply. Okay. Now the sheet name was changed. Now I am going to drag the order date onto the columns. So I am going to drag the order date onto the columns and I am going to drag the sales onto the rows. So drag the sales onto the rows. Now in this, I am going to right click on the order date and I am going to perform certain actions. So here I am going to select right click on order date and I am going to select an option called more. In this, I am going to select an option called custom. In custom, I am going to select the day as month and year. That is the detailing as month and years. So I am going to select as month and year. I am going to select OK. And here you can clearly see that the parameter with calculator field started with the sales with an order date of month and as well as year, that is February, April, June, etc. etc. Now, a line chart was appeared. Now we have to create a what if scenario, that is if the salary was hiked by 5% or 6%, how the graph is going to be changed. That is the scenario of creating the parameter. So in order to create a parameter with the calculated field, we are going to create a parameter by right click on the sales option. That is here I am going to right click on the measure sales and I am going to select an option called create. And here in create, you can clearly see that there is an option called parameter. Now I am going to select an option called parameter. So in the parameter, I am going to rename it as what if sales. So I am going to rename it as what if sales and I am going to select the data type as integer and I am going to select the maximum minimum values also. Let me select the maximum value as 100 and I am going to step size the value as 2 and here you can change the value of display format to 2 or 1 and here for I am going to select the currently displaying value as 2. Now I am going to select an OK. Now in this, in the next step, we are going to right click on the measure sales and going to create a calculated field. So right click on the measure sales and here you can clearly see that the parameter what if sales was created. Now right click on the sales, I am going to select an option called create and in this I am going to select an option called calculated field. So in the calculated field, a pop-up menu will be appeared and in this we are going to write the formula. Now we are going to name the calculation field as if sales. So let me rename it one and I am going to write the formula as sales into if the value, that is what if sales by 100 plus 1 and I am going to close this one. So the calculation piece was valid and I am going to select on OK. Now here you can clearly see that the measure was created if sales. Now if sales calculation was appeared. Now in this I am going to select, now go to the parameter shelf, that is right click on what if sales and I am going to select certain options, that is show parameter. So here show parameter control and here you can clearly see that the parameter control was displayed and I am going to increase and I can decrease the values of the parameters. Now a what if sales was appeared with the rider on the top right corner. Now we are going to drag the measure values next to the sales, that is drag the measure values, that is measure values next to the sales onto the rows. Now I am going to drag the measure values. Now here we are going to drag the dimension measure names to the details on the marks card. So measure names in the details on the marks card. Now here you can clearly see that two graphs was displayed and in this we are going to perform the parameters. Now in the marks card, right click on the measure name and you can edit the filter. So in the marks card, right click on the measure name and edit the filter. And uncheck all one and only select our measure, that is if sales. Click on apply and click on OK. And here you can clearly see that a parameter was created with the calculated field. So based upon these values, we can create a parameters with the calculated fields in Tableau. Now coming to the next one, that is we are going to create a simple dashboard in Tableau. Then how to create a simple dashboard in Tableau? I am going to select the next sheet the same way and I am going to create such a type of bar chart. So let me drag and drop, that is category onto the columns and as well as sum of sales onto the rows. So let me take sum of sales onto the rows. First one. And here you can clearly see that a bar chart was created. That is the first one. And I am going to select the next pie chart. So let me select another sheet and I am going to drag and drop certain things. That is here I am going to drag certain columns values. So let me change these values only, that is category and sales. So here I am going to add category here and as well as sales here. In the show me, let me check whether it will be applied for pie diagram also. Yes, the pie diagram is also applied. Now, coming to the next sheet, I am going to create a line chart. So for the line chart, I am going to drag and drop the order date onto the columns and as well as sum of sales onto the rows. So sum of sales onto the rows. And in this, I am going to create a line chart. Now, we are going to create a simple dashboard. So for this dashboard, I am going to select an option new dashboard here. So in the dashboard, I am going to drag and drop all the things. So let me drag and drop the first chart, that is bar chart, and as well as the second one. Let me resize this one. Pie chart and the line chart. Here you can clearly see that a simple dashboard was created along with these sales also. So here we can increase the size of the dashboard also. So let me increase the size as generic dashboard, and here you can clearly see that a simple dashboard was created along with the parameter with calculator field and as well as pie diagram, line diagram, as well as bar diagram. So in this way we can create a simple dashboard in Tableau and along with a parameter with a calculator field in Tableau. Thank you.